Hey, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Mike back with another video. Sorry I started there. How y'all doing? Been a while, so I'm a little rusty here. So give me a chance. Nothing here is a sponsor. Everything is paid for and been taxed. Nothing you see here is advertisement. This video it's about like the other ones, about rant. Why I've been gone for so long. I've been trying to get things done. They're going through a lot. Trying to get my stuff back together. I don't promote smoking. Smoking's bad for your health, so I suggest not to do it. So a lot of things I gotta get off my chest today. First of all, I'd like to thank y'all for watching my videos that I have been posted a while back ago. As you can see now, and you'll continue, I look a little more healthier. I've been doing a lot lately, staying motivated. As you all know, I'm a recovered alcoholic. Recovered about 2 years now. I feel great. Every day is getting better. I was laying on my deathbed at one point. A lot of y'all don't know, I found Jesus at 17. I lost him at 21. I lost him in the year 21. And I got alcohol. I became alcoholic. Then lost my life almost. And and thanks to the support I have and Jesus and everything else, and my life's saved. Like, now you look at me, you're like, man, this dude ain't saved. Like, look at him, he's smoking. Well, a lot of those things don't have to do with accepting Jesus in your heart. You accept Jesus in your heart, and he died on the cross for you and me, and you're going to heaven, and you ask for forgiveness. You don't sit here and just act dumb and like, no, man, you act smart about it. And it keeps me out of trouble because alcohol is bad. I don't drink no more. But that being said, let's get this video started. Now, a lot of things been going around. A lot of things happened since I've been gone. Like I said, I always think of every scenario, worst case. Jesus, man, he shows me a lot, man. I think purpose to making this video tonight is a lot of things I need to get off my chest. Like I said, first of all, I want to say R.I.P. to Kingcobra JFS. I used to watch his videos all the time. He's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, and I'm not just saying that. He's the reasons why I was like, hey, you should quit drinking, things like that. Not to downgrade him since he's gone on. It's my boy. I had that is, I even worked because I couldn't get, I don't have no money to get anything off of him, so I went and got the job he used to work at, and of course I got a uniform, and I just kept it something remembering by, I even got the shirt around here somewhere, but I showed you the hat. You know what hat that is, but anyways, it's just crazy, man. Here I am making this video. Like I said, I tell people all the time not to drink, and it's crazy what it does to your body. It's good at the time. It's a hell of a, I would say, forgetter if you need to forget something. Like, it definitely works, but long-term effect, it will hurt your body. It will mess you up. Now, one of the other reasons why I'm making this video is because I've been noticing a lot of people with Jesus, right? I'm gonna let you know right now, I don't know against the government or anything. I get taxed, I work my ass off, I pay my taxes, of course. But I feel like everybody be rooting for the government and bringing Jesus into it. For one, Jesus does not like the government. I'm letting you know that right now. Alright? I don't care who you are, where you're from. You know, the government's the government. The government don't like anybody. You gotta give them your money, and that's all they want from you is money, and pretty much it. Care less about your votes. They'll make a vote happen somehow. They'll drag someone from another country. They don't give a shit. But I feel like people be dragging Jesus down a little too much, and it kind of makes me mad because Jesus is perfect, man. Anybody can sit here, well, he believes in God, she believes in Jesus, but look what they're doing. They believe in Jesus. Is that how Jesus acts? Like, for one, don't ever underestimate Jesus. But dude, Jesus has always been perfect. Always been perfect. Always will be perfect. Okay, he's trying to save you as a human. He's not trying to save himself. He's not out here acting a fool. He's trying to save you from acting a fool. You know? That was like me being an alcoholic out here trying to like act like I knew all about Jesus. Reality check. I was just basically making myself look stupid. I was contradicting everything I did that I preached. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And now that I know I've got Jesus in my heart, he's showing me things now, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't want to say it's end times, but Bible prophecy is getting filled, man. I'm just waiting on the 7-year peace treaty deal. At this point, I mean, I guess that's what's supposed to happen. I guess I don't know, but I be watching a lot. I be watching all these pastors and stuff. I be watching what's going on in the world, and he's showing me a lot, you know, and it sucks. I'll tell you something crazy though. Back in the day, I used to have these dreams, and they were awesome dreams. I can't really, you know, it's just stupid because they were just dreams, but they meant a lot. They mean a lot now because I don't have them dreams no more. So, I mean, I remember, like, I kind of look at it like this. I used to love things, dude. Like, just love doing anything, you know? And now it's like, you're bummed out no matter what you do. You know, you're just always, like, you know, it's just weird. But I always will try to find the positive in life because, like I said, Jesus helps me out, you know, it gets me through the day. Maybe just because you just get older and you got more responsibility, I guess, is what draws it out. But yeah, man, I try to tell people all the time, like, dude, just because someone acts like that, that's not how Jesus acts. I don't care. He's perfect. He's always been perfect. Always will be perfect. Just because you're not perfect in this world and you're not him, don't mean you gotta show your ass and act like you gotta throw him underneath the bus just because he can't sit here and he's trying to love and show you affection just like a parent would if a kid was an addict and they kept stealing from their parent and the parent keeps taking them back anyways. You know what I mean? Same unconditional love. You know, and you're like, why you keep taking them back? Because that's their son or daughter. You know, they love them unconditionally. That's how it works. You know, it's just weird that how it works like that, but that's Jesus has unconditional love for everybody. You know, just how it is. To the day you start your life here, to the day you end your life. You know, and a lot of things too is like, I look at this. If you didn't love Jesus here, Jesus is not going to make you love him in the afterlife. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? You can't force somebody to love Jesus if they don't accept Jesus and they get up there and be like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were real, Jesus. Well, you didn't accept me. So, I mean, you didn't want me then. What makes you think you want me now? You know what I mean? It's sort of like exactly like that. So, I don't understand when you see somebody and they say they believe in Jesus and they're down and out in their luck. Well, Jesus don't act like that. Well, Jesus is trying to save that person. You know what I mean? A lot of people take things from materialistically, I guess you would say, the material things in life. Not knowing your brain is a powerful thing. And who you think made your brain? God did. You gotta be smart about it. It just confuses me because, like I said, I was at that one time. I know what it's like out here. You're all like, us alcoholics, always drunk all the time. Like, oh Jesus, what I do this, blah, blah, blah. And here I was contradicting myself. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to. And another thing about addiction, I like to bring this out. Is once you peak at addiction, once you get sober, nothing's good no more. Like, you done reached that peak in life. Like, that's what me with the alcohol and the dreams. I peaked all that. So now everything else to me in life sucks because I don't get them dreams no more. I don't get that intense, draining drunkenness of all, when you drink and get drunk, you don't really think about nothing but being drunk. Because your brain just, it's an antidepressant, I guess you would say. And it works very well, more than any painkiller, I think. Some people, I guess, have their addiction, whatever it is. But now that I'm sober, I don't peak, like, there ain't nothing that peaks me no more. Like, I don't get excited like I did. I reached that peak of excitement already, when I did with drinking and my dreams and things like that. So now I feel like no matter what I do, it's just, it's like, oh, you're going to feel like that for the rest of your life. You done peaked your life, your brain, you done got your brain so excited about things. Like, just thinking about drinking gets me excited, but I won't do it because I know I'll go back to just I'll be homeless. I won't have no money. I won't have a job. I know that's going to happen to me. So that's why I don't do it. That's what brings the peak out of addiction. Also about addiction is when I didn't have alcohol, I felt like I was going to go. Like, I guess I'm done here. That's how you feel as an addict. And a lot of people don't understand that. And it's like, well, you could just get over the thought. And it's crazy, dude, because addiction is crazy like that. So I just like to bring that out too. Like, sometimes I go off topic a little bit, and it's just, I wish people would understand Jesus, dude. Like, he'll make you humble. And when it comes to addiction, like when I was an alcoholic, I had to go and get medical attention. I could sit here and pray to Jesus, yeah, but the physical withdrawal of it, I was done if I didn't have alcohol or some type of medicine. When I was that bad out. Jesus is what mentally got me through things. He's the reason why I'm humble today. I was humble then, all the way to 21. And like I said, after my dad left, I lost it. And like I said, this goes back to just, I hate to talk about it, but R.I.P. Kingcobra, JFS, but man, if I could have just talked to him one time, man, and I could have talked him into it, man, talked him into some rehab or something, man, I got in his ear, it sucks, but nothing we could do about it now, and that's why I can't make those videos. When I first started my video, if you go back, I'm like, hey, man, don't drink. And so, it took me long to, and a lot of you guys don't understand, it took me forever just to even say that, because if you'd have talked to me when that man first went, I was complete tears all the time. I couldn't even make a video. That's why I haven't been making a video up to now, because, is like, it hurt me that bad that one of my good friends, he may not know me, but I knew him. I felt like I knew him, and I lost him to something that I was addicted to, that I know I'm in my heart that maybe if I would have talked to him, I could have, I could have helped him, you know what I mean? And that's a disappointing, but there ain't nothing we could do about it now. But like I said, keep the doctor on handy. Not a sponsor, by the way. Got that Dr. Pepper. Gotta have some of that Dr. Pepper. The part of me. Yeah, man, I try to figure out this end times. I know Jesus is coming back one day. We know we gotta go through the Antichrist first. Oh, that guy. That guy is. But yeah, you gotta have Jesus in your heart, man. I don't see how people don't see it, man. And it's crazy because it's said in the Bible, like, there's gonna be people that's not gonna see it. And it sucks, man. It's like, I wish I could just take my eyes and put them on you guys, and you like, oh shit, he is real. Like, I see what you see now. Like, yeah, Jesus is very real. And it's crazy. And it's like, when you think of Jesus, because Jesus is in eternity, and we're in a physical world that we're here maybe 100 years, you know, it's crazy. And you know, I can't physically see him, you know, I can't physically just hear his voice, but I know he's there, man. I know he's there. And he's, you know, and makes you wonder, when he come back, is he gonna come back like, I think he's gonna come back mad. He's gonna come back mad as heck, you know. And I think that's just confused a lot of people from the Antichrist, from Jesus, you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna do things like Jesus can and perform miracles and things like this, but this won't be Jesus, man. This will be the Antichrist first, and then we'll know when Jesus comes back. We'll know when Jesus comes back. It's crazy. Like, we'll all bow our heads to him. It's crazy to think about, right? Like, here we are, physically human. Like, right now, would you bow your head to anybody? No, I wouldn't. But when we see Jesus, we'll know and we'll bow our heads. That's how crazy to think about that is. In a physical world like this, you know what I mean? With all this stuff going on in the world right now, it's crazy, man. But, you know, we gotta love thy neighbor, I guess, and right now there ain't very much love going on, you know, and that was the purpose of making me this video, let you guys know I'm doing good, and I've been doing great, actually, you know. And like I said, it's just, I like to talk about, you know, addiction and stuff like that, and maybe this will help somebody out, you know, if you're out there, you know, and you're an addict of any sort. Go and get the help you need, man. Don't be afraid to go to the hospital and be like, hey, this is what's going on. I'm sick. You know, if I leave now, I might not make it. You know, you get things like that, you know what I mean? Like, these are things you want to tell the doctor, you know. Like, when I was sick, that's what I went in there and had to do. Like, hey, if I leave this alcohol, when I was alcoholic, I used to tell them, hey, if I leave this hospital right now, I might not make it. So, and there's been multiple times, because I had to, when I was in the cycle, first I had to, like, realize I was in the cycle, and then I had to break the cycle, and then eventually I had to warp myself down to nothing drinking. It's crazy, like, and I did relapse one time. There was always that one time that you like, I just did it, and it got me in a lot of trouble, and, you know, and that's what was like, hey, you know, and I realized that would have been like anything else hardcore, I'd have been done for. I probably would have OD'd and nobody would have known it, you know. But I didn't, and like I said, I have God on my side, I have Jesus on my side, you know, and Jesus is God in the flesh. He's perfect. You know what I mean? I think people can't wrap their hand around that God has a son, Jesus, and you have the Holy Spirit that runs through your soul that makes you like, okay, I understand Jesus, I understand God. You know what I mean? And then you got angels and demons and fallen angels, or I'm still learning a lot. There's things that talk about, like, you know, it kind of makes sense. Like, if somebody's possessed and, you know, they do things or listen or something like that, like, you really think this demon's like a big swole demon inside a little tiny body, you know what I mean? So he's gonna have powers to do things, you know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, because I'd be watching videos about how these priests be doing exorcisms. I don't watch the actual exorcists because it's too much, man. it's hard on the soul. You don't want to hurt your soul, you know what I mean? Like, I can't watch stuff like that, you know. But yeah, man, it's just crazy how strong not only the good is, but evil is too. But like I said, the devil runs this earth, and devil came to Jesus and was like, you know, I'll give you all the money in the world. I'll give you everything of this earth, you know, if you just bow to me. And Jesus said, no, man, I don't want nothing from you here, dude. Nothing here to me is of value. And he's absolutely correct. You know what I mean? Like, I love everything about this earth, and I'll continue to love everything about this earth, and I'll keep doing a good job while I'm here. But the point is, all in all, we get 100 years here, if not a little bit more, and then that's it. And then we spend wherever, like I said, eternity on the other side. You know, like, it's crazy to think about, but it sucks. You know, it's just the way it is. You know. And, you know, 1 minute you're fucking young, and next thing you know, I'm fucking old. You know, like, it's crazy. You know, I was a 90s kid, so it's crazy, man. Now, the year 2026. Here we are in the year 2026. It's crazy. You know, I thank Jesus every day that I'm here. You know, I wake up, thank him every day I'm here. You know, I go to bed, I thank him. Thank him for every meal he gives me. I thank him for just be able to express myself and acknowledge that he's real. And I just wanted to get some things off my chest, because I just want to let everybody know I love everybody, man. I don't care who you are, you know. And I don't pray for wickedness. You know, Jesus tells us not to pray for wickedness, so don't pray for it, you know. And you see somebody on the street as an addict, don't make fun of them, man. That's someone's daughter, son, father, mother, brother, sister, auntie, uncle, you know, grandma, grandpa. These are all people that have family. And, you know, a lot of times, a lot of us can't give money. You know, we could just hope for the best for them and pray for them. If we could just do that for these people, maybe, just maybe they'll find it out. You know, they'll break the cycle. But yeah, man, I like to get on here, and like I said, it's crazy, man. I just haven't been on here in a while, and like I said, it's because I just couldn't make a video. I said, you know what, I gotta just do it. And I did have to shout out to my boy Kingcobra, of course. You know, without him, you know, I wouldn't have the strength to have. I wish I would have gave him the strength he gave me, but unfortunately, you know. But like I said, I'm not saying anything bad about him. He was my friend. You know, you can even ask other people. I talked about him a lot, man. Like, I loved everything about him, man. He got me. He got who I was, you know. And it's crazy, like, the things he ate, some shit that I'd eat when I was 18, 19, sardines and fucking potted meat with chips, and those were the good times. Cheese whiz, you know, just fucking take a cracker with some anchovy with some potted meat, some cheese whiz, eat it. Like, you know, I had heartburn like a bitch later, but, you know, that was my shit. Just watching videos, playing video games, you know, like, stuff was cheap to me. And, you know, go to the Dollar Tree, not a sponsor, by the way, but you go get some stuff like that, you know. It's crazy, man. And fortunately, you know, and it sucked because when I think about it, man, that was just another era in my life, man. Like, you know, once he left, though, it sucked because I knew the end of the era of what I had was over. And that little time that I got to talk, no, I wouldn't say talk to him, I would say more got to watch his videos and knew who he was. It's crazy. Because in the long run, that man did care about everybody, man. Like, there's some people who wouldn't even give their shirt off his back, but that dude probably would have. You know what I mean? To personally, you know, he didn't have much, and he helped people who didn't even have much, dude. Like, that's how good of a person that dude was. You know, and I have to give him his props for that, because not a lot of people who have much are willing to give just what little they have, give a little if they have a lot. You know what I mean? He had nice stuff, of course, but the stuff he did have, he'd give it because he knew it was the right thing to do, you know. And like I said, I can go on and on about it, man. I pray for the love of God, man. I hope that man went to heaven, man. I know it's kind of weird. I know, not weird to say, more of a controversial thing to say, I guess, but I do pray he went to heaven, man. I pray a lot of people go to heaven, man, that didn't find Jesus, man. I don't know how I got so lucky finding him, but I mean, I went to church when I was young, didn't really believe in him, but I went to church, and then I got older and I didn't go to church, and I started reading the Bible back in 2005, and then I saw what's going on basically now. Like, everything that's in the Bible 2005 is almost happening now, except for the 7-year peace treaty or whatever I guess supposed to happen, but waiting on that, I guess. And like I said, I don't know if it's a 7-year peace treaty. That's what I heard a while back ago, and I feel like back in 2005, and it's like, maybe that's not the way. I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not Jesus. I asked him for help. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just a recovered addict, but I know he's real. And it disappointed me the way people perspect him as, like, oh, well, this person's not doing right, so he believes in Jesus, so I'm not going to believe in Jesus because that's what he believes in, and he's doing that. Like, no, bro. Like, Jesus is not that. Jesus is perfect. He's perfect all around, dude. Like, if there's somebody shoulder to cry on, you cry out to him, man. He'll answer back eventually. It may not be in the way that you want, but he'll answer back. You know what I mean? Like, Mike, what do you mean by that? You might ask him for money. He may not hand you money, but he'll get you a job. You want a job that you want, that you can handle or something like that. I'm sure he can help you out with that. Like, you feel a job, like, hey, God, please, I need this job. Let me get it. I'm in it for the good and not the bad. And, even if you are just in it for the money, you're in it just for the money, but don't mean you go to work and be a dickhead to everybody. You know what I mean? Like, and then put your heart in, when you get the job, use Jesus to help you work the job. You know what I mean? You ask for his help, ask for assistance while you're there. Like, what's common sense? Like, what's the right thing to do at the job? So, it's little things like that, man, will get you a long way. I said, I ask him for his help every day, and it's not what I want, but it gets me through. Like I said, you look at some of the videos then that I had made not so long ago, you look at me now, I'm looking a lot healthier than what I did, don't I? So, time will tell, man. I love life. I love everyone. And I want everybody to know that, man. Like, Jesus is very real. He's coming back. Whether you want him to or not. Whether you think you're not going to bow your head, you're going to bow your head. No matter what you say or what you do or how much you hate him or how much you think he's not real or whatever you want to believe in, Well, you're a Christian. No, I believe in Jesus, You could say you're a Christian all you want. You could say you're Orthodox. You could say you're Methodist. You could say atheist. Jesus is none of them. He's Jesus. He's perfect. He's perfect form. You know what I mean? You can look at it any dimension. He's perfect in any dimension. Like, no matter how you look at it, you could take this earth, you could turn it all you want, turn it as many different ways you want. Jesus still died on the cross. Jesus still loves everybody, and he's still perfect. So no matter how you do it, no matter how many times the devil plays scenarios, you're not going to beat Jesus. Because all in the end, guess who wins? Guess who you have to talk to? Jesus. Like, there ain't no getting around Jesus. One day you're gonna have to explain to him all the shit you done in life. It's plain and simple. 1, 2, 3. Like, all this bullshit of reincarnation, like, you're gonna go and come back as a fucking giraffe or something. No, bro. Like, you're gonna go up there and you're gonna talk to him, and you're gonna pay for everything you've done. And you know what's messed up? That goes back to the Lazarus story. Whatever story, that rich guy went to hell, and Jesus went down there and took him, and was like, look, man. And all the guy kept treating him like a slave, even after he died. Give me a drink of water. Go tell my brothers that not to come here. You know what I mean? Like, he still lived in that world, even though he was in hell. Like, he treated the guy like a servant still, you know, as hell. And also, not one time when he said, go tell my brothers about hell, or give me a little speck of water, did he say, I didn't deserve to be here. Not one time did he say, I did not deserve to be here. And you learn that a lot. Like, you learn that when you go in front of Jesus, right, everything you've done will be accounted for. Everything. Even if, like, there's things right now I don't even remember what I did, but he's gonna remind me, like, hey, bro, remember when you did that? I'm like, of course, I'm gonna remember then when I get up there. I'm like, man, I did do that. Dang it. You know? And it's crazy. But, I mean, what can you do, man? Like, he's gonna judge everybody according to works, good and evil, you know what I mean? Even the devil's gonna be judged, you know? So, but his judgment's the worst. He's gonna spend eternity in the lake of fire. So when the devil comes at you, remind him what his future is. So, I tell the devil all the time, bro, you come at me sideways, just remember, you're gonna be in the lake of the fire when it's all said and done. And God still prospers in the end, man. So, but yeah, man, I just want to get on here and do some conspiracy rants and stuff, but I just want to let y'all know I'm doing good. I'm gonna continue doing good. I'm gonna bring it back with another video eventually. I just want to say, God is great. Jesus is wonderful. The Holy Spirit is awesome too. And remember, Jesus is always perfect, even though the fellow man is not perfect. And when a fellow man is not doing good, and he says he got Jesus in his heart, Jesus trying to change him. Okay, don't sit here and nitpick at him. Okay, because that's why Jesus died on the cross for us. All right, it's because he was perfect and we are not. So just remember that. I might bring back another video. Jesus loves everybody and he's coming back. So I'll catch you all in the next video. I'll see you then.